In the world of startups, ambition can be more powerful than reality. The bigger the vision, the easier it becomes to convince people to believe in it. And sometimes, that belief alone is strong enough to build an empire worth billions. In the early 2010s, one company promised to completely transform the way people worked. Its vision was simple but incredibly appealing, turning ordinary office buildings into vibrant communities where entrepreneurs, freelancers, and startups could work, collaborate, and build the future together. The company was called WeWork, and behind its meteoric rise was a charismatic and ambitious founder named Adam Neumann. His speeches were bold, his energy was contagious, and his vision convinced investors that they were witnessing the future of work. As the company expanded across cities around the world, billions of dollars began pouring in from powerful investors. Within just a few years, WeWork reached an astonishing valuation of $47 billion, becoming one of the most valuable startups on the planet. But to understand how this billion-dollar empire began to crumble, we have to go back to a time before the headlines, before the investors, and before the world even knew the name WeWork. At the center of the story was a young entrepreneur named Adam Neumann. Around 2008, Neumann and his partner began experimenting with a small but intriguing idea. But Adam Neumann wasn't selling office space. He was selling something much bigger. When the first WeWork location opened in New York, the response was immediate. Freelancers, startups, and entrepreneurs began filling the space. What looked like a simple office experiment was starting to look like a revolution. But WeWork wasn't just selling desks. Adam Neumann was selling something far more powerful, a sense of belonging. Offices became social hubs filled with networking events, shared ideas, and endless optimism. Investors began to notice. To them, WeWork didn't look like a boring real estate company. It looked like a tech startup, one that could scale across the entire world. Money started pouring in. New offices opened in city after city, and the company's valuation kept climbing higher. But the faster WeWork grew, the harder it became to see the cracks forming underneath. By the mid-2010s, WeWork had become one of the most talked about startups in the world. Offices were opening across major cities, and investors were racing to be part of the story. But one investor, in particular, believed the company could become something even bigger. That investor was SoftBank, led by billionaire Masayoshi Son. The company had a reputation for making massive bets on the future of technology. And when Son met Adam Neumann, he believed he had found the next world-changing founder. SoftBank didn't just invest. It opened the floodgates. Billions of dollars poured into WeWork, fueling a level of expansion rarely seen in the startup world. New offices appeared across continents almost overnight. On paper, the numbers looked incredible. Investors valued WeWork at $47 billion, making it one of the most valuable startups on the planet. But beneath the surface, the company was losing money at a staggering rate. By 2019, WeWork had reached the moment every startup dreams about. After years of explosive growth and billions in funding, the company was preparing for the ultimate milestone, going public. But going public meant something Adam Neumann had managed to avoid for years: transparency. When the company released its IPO filing, investors finally got a clear look inside the business. And what they saw was deeply troubling. The company was losing billions of dollars every year. Its valuation was built more on belief than reality. Suddenly, the narrative around WeWork began to change. Within weeks, the hype surrounding WeWork collapsed. The IPO was cancelled, investors lost confidence, and Adam Neumann was forced to step down as CEO. The company that had once been valued at $47 billion was suddenly fighting just to survive. WeWork didn't collapse because people stopped believing in the future of work. It collapsed because an empire built on vision and hype eventually collided with reality.